Hello, and welcome to this course on thriving in the AI age. My name is Ian Lowe, and I will be your instructor in this course. A student in one of my classes put her hand up last semester and asked me something I have been thinking about ever since. We had just watched an AI agent. Not a chatbot, an actual agent. Draft a research summary, build a presentation, and debug a piece of code. Tasks that would have taken a capable professional most of a day. She looked at me and said, very quietly, "So what exactly are we supposed to be learning?" That is the right question. And most educators, most organizations, and most AI courses do not have a good answer to it yet. Today I want to give you mine. The conversation about AI and human skills has a structural problem. It almost always goes like this. AI can do X, Y, and Z now. So humans need to do the things AI cannot do. Here is the list. The problem with that framing is that the list keeps shrinking. Every 6 months, something that was supposed to be safe territory gets automated. The list of things AI currently cannot do is not the same as the list of things that will remain irreducibly human. And if you are building your career around current AI limitations, you are building on a foundation that is actively dissolving. So let me give you a better question than what can AI not do? The better question is, what remains irreducibly human regardless of how capable AI becomes? Those are very different questions. And the answer to the second one is much more durable. Before I answer that, I need to make sure we are working from an accurate picture of what AI systems actually are. Because a lot of the confusion in this conversation comes from people not understanding the basics. A large language model is trained on enormous quantities of text. It learns to predict which word is most likely to follow a given sequence of words. That is it. That is the mechanism. This produces something remarkable. Systems that generate fluent, contextually appropriate, well-structured output. But here is what it does not produce. Grounded understanding. An LLM knows what words go together. It does not know what things are. This creates the failure mode that matters most in professional practice. An LLM can produce a confident, well-structured, grammatically perfect answer that is completely wrong. And it has no mechanism for knowing it is wrong. It cannot distinguish between things it has seen frequently and things it has just fabricated. Both come out with the same confident tone. I have a colleague who asked an LLM for 5 peer-reviewed citations supporting a specific claim. The model gave 5 citations. Real-looking journal names, volume numbers, page ranges, author names. None of the papers existed. And they looked exactly like real citations. Because precision is a surface feature that the model learned to replicate. That is the current landscape. It has very real consequences for how you work with these tools. Here is where most courses stop. They describe LLM limitations and they tell you to verify outputs and they call that AI literacy. But that framing has a shelf life. A different class of AI system is being developed right now. World models. Where language models learn patterns over text, world models build internal causal representations of how things actually work. They can reason about consequences. They can plan. They can operate in environments they have never seen before because they have a model of how the world functions. Not just a model of how text about the world reads. The hallucination problem that I just described. The confident wrong answer. Is largely a symptom of language models having no grounded understanding. World models address that directly. Which means some of the verification skills you need today will matter less in 3 years. This is not bad news. It just means you need to be building skills that hold their value through that transition. Not skills that compensate for current AI deficits. So what holds? Let me give you 3 things, briefly, because I am going to go deeper on all of them in this series. First, values-based judgment. AI can get much better at predicting what will happen. It cannot determine what should happen. Who decides which outcomes are worth pursuing? Who decides whose interests count? Those are not empirical questions. They are values questions. And they require a human being who is accountable for the answer. Second, accountability. An agent that takes actions in the world can produce consequences. Someone has to be responsible for those consequences. Models do not have accountability. People do. The more capable AI systems become, the more critical it is that humans are genuinely accountable for what they do on their behalf. Third, genuine relational presence. I will come back to this in more detail, but relationships require someone who genuinely has something at stake. You can simulate care. You cannot manufacture it. The credibility of a relationship depends partly on knowing that the other person will actually be affected if things go wrong. These three things do not get automated away as AI improves. If anything, they become more important. So back to my student's question. What are you supposed to be learning? You are learning to think, to decide, to communicate in a way that carries genuine accountability, and to stay responsible when things go wrong. Those skills do not appear on a list of what AI currently cannot do. They appear on a list of what a capable professional always needed. AI changes the context. It does not change the requirement. In the next video, I am going to talk about something that sounds simple but turns out to be surprisingly hard. How to actually interrogate AI output rather than accept it. What a structured skepticism habit looks like in practice. And what the specific failure modes are that catch even careful people out. If you are working through the full course that accompanies this series, your pre-reading for next week is already in your materials. And your AI skills inventory. The exercise in your workbook starts now. I am Ian Lowe. I will see you in the next one.